Okay, so this week there has been a chat about albinism and cures and treatments for albinism, and it comes off the back of some amazing funding that the University of Southampton have got to do research into improving vision for infants with albinism. So that's a totally separate thing that I'm not going to go into here. But I have been asked, and I've been asked this many times in my life, and I guess I've thought about it many times in my life. If there was a cure for albinism, would I take it? The answer to that, I guess it's a two-pronged answer. The answer is, right now in my life, probably not. It depended what that cure was. So if that cure was to give me perfect vision, would I take that? That would need consideration, but probably the answer to that again is no, because I am so used to my world and the way I navigate the world and the way I understand the world through the vision that I have. I don't know any different, so my vision is really normal. And I think if I were suddenly given perfect eyes, I think that would be really scary and really overwhelming, and I don't know that I would really be able to understand the world that I live in. So that's one thing. The second thing is, if I were to be given a magic pill and it were to give my hair and my skin and my eyes colour, would I take that? The answer to that is probably no, because again, whilst albinism doesn't define me, whilst I am more than a person with albinism, it's probably the least interesting thing about me, although members of the general public might not think that, but it's definitely part of my identity. I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't do the things that I do now. And it's taken me a long time to get to that point. If you were to have asked me at the age of 16, do you want to look the same as everybody else? I probably would have said yes. But now, as an adult, with all the years and wisdom of experience behind me, I'm quite happy with being me. One of the only things that I always say that makes it hard having albinism, and that's my type of albinism, is that other people, it's not me. I'm kind of alright. In fact, I am alright with who I am. It's other people not being alright, and that's what makes it hard. But I wouldn't take a magic pill if it just changed the colour of my hair or my skin or my eyes, because I wouldn't know who I was. I would just not know who I was. I would be a different person. The way the world interacts with me, the way I interact with other people, my expectations, it would all be really weird, and I don't think that I would quite understand it. If I were to take a pill and it were to do something to aspects of my vision, like take away my light sensitivity, my photophobia, which I find really hard, would I take a pill that would sort that out? Yes, I would. Yes, because there's symptoms of albinism that are hard, and if I could choose not to have them, I probably would. But overall, I probably wouldn't change having my vision, which I think a lot of people would find that really weird, and I wouldn't change the colour of my hair. What I would add is, if I were to have my life all over again, if I were to have never known what my vision currently is like, if I were to have been offered a cure when I was a tiny baby, my parents, then I probably would have taken it. I probably would have taken it so I could have understood and lived with perfect or near normal vision or better vision. That's a different ball game, and I'm totally in favour, and I totally understand that, and I'm totally up for research and making lives better for people with albinism. But just from a personal point of view, and for where I am in my life right now, it takes a lot of practice, and it takes a lot of counselling, and it takes a lot of belief, but I'm all right with who I am, and albinism is definitely part of my identity. And I think I've said in another video, I'm pretty proud that a lot of times, most times, for most points in my life, I am the only me. Wherever I go, I'm the only me, and I think that's pretty cool. That's it, just my thoughts. Bye.